Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here on ZSN. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Timberwolves tonight. Guys, what a great bounce back win for the Los Angeles Lakers when it comes all said and done. Uh, it was a much needed win, and they achieved it tonight in game two in the playoffs versus the Timberwolves tonight. The Lakers obviously go into this game two with an agenda, which obviously they should as a number one priority after completely putting on a pathetic performance in game one of the playoffs versus the Timberwolves in LA in horrible fashion. But they bounced back. And that's the good thing about this win tonight. They bounced back. They got the win 94-85. It was competitive tonight, guys. It was a competitive game for the Lakers when it comes all said and done. And they went out there and got the win. Now they go to Minnesota for game three. And let's hope they continue this trend with this excellence that they did throughout the game, which they supposed to do since the playoffs have begun. So when it comes all said and done, guys, I mean, this was a great win for the Los Angeles Lakers. I am happy that they achieved it tonight. In my last live stream, I was so bummed out. I was pissed. I was like every single Laker fan in game one. I just didn't have the words to really bring out my frustrations because due to YouTube guidelines. So I just was just all in the shambles. But now, finally, the Lakers got the win. The Lakers got the win in the playoffs in game two in LA. Let's hope they continue the trend and continue to win games and just finish off the war, the Minnesota Timberwolves in this series in the first round of the playoffs. But I'm probably too excited to talk about it. But let's just hope that they achieve that going into this series. So before I get into the team stats and what we saw from tonight's game, please be sure to like this live stream. Of course, follow me all across social media. Facebook, Instagram, X. I'm also on TikTok and Threads as well. The links to my social media sites will be in the description of this live stream. So you guys check me out on social media. And of course, guys, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. And without further ado, let's just get right into the Lakers bounce back win. As NBA.com puts it, it was a bounce back, and they achieved it tonight with this win. 94-85 versus the Timberwolves, and they went out there and handled business. That's what went down. And when it came down to it, guys, it was not. We keep it real here on ZSN. So when it comes all said and done, it was not the best performance by this Lakers team when it comes to shooting. I mean, when it came down to it, guys, the Lakers shot poorly tonight, and they just managed to do what they can with the big lead that they were supposed to achieve throughout game one, but unfortunately they couldn't do it in the second, third, and fourth quarter. But they just did the opposite, and that all had to do with the planning from JJ Redick, his coaching, and changing up the rotation, changing up the scheme of things going into this game, and it worked well. And that's what we saw tonight from this Lakers team. And as I said, the shooting was horrendous tonight. I mean, the best shooter out there tonight was Gabe Vincent, who shot 50% from the three. But in general, and you can say the Timberwolves as well. I mean, both teams shot poorly tonight. And shooting 20% in a playoffs, there's a guarantee, 100% chance, unless you have an elite defensive team, that you will not win games with that type of percentage. There's no doubt about it. And even looking at the Timberwolves, they same results. They also had 20% from. They also shot 20% from the three, and they shot poorly as well. I mean, they had a great shooting night against the Lakers in game one, but they, like we all thought it was an outlier. They shot the ball very well against the Lakers, and they just completely annihilated the Lakers in game one with those shooting efforts that they did. Tonight was a complete opposite tonight when it came down to it, and the Lakers did the same with their poor shooting performance. But the scoring aspects and just our guys playing their roles and stepping up played a big role in the Lakers winning this game. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, Luka Doncic is continuing to do his thing as always. I mean, 31-point performance. I mean, this guy, he's NBA ready. I mean, playoff ready, excuse me, when it comes all said and done. He wants to win. He wants to win the Lakers a championship. He's ready to give us and deliver us a championship. But everyone around us needs, around Luka, when I say us, I mean Luka. But when it comes down to it, everyone around Luka needs to show up and step up when it comes all said and done. And we kind of saw it tonight. I mean, when it came down to it, even though due to the big lead Lakers had throughout the quarters, the first, second, and third and fourth quarter, they came out of nowhere and continued to manage the game and score and play defense solidly, and just kept the lead that they were on, and they managed that, and that's what you're supposed to do in these game situations because you never know. And it's kind of been the trend. I mean, the Timberwolves are noticing the flaws of this Lakers team throughout this series, and they kind of showed it in the third quarter, but the Lakers immediately fixed it, and they continued on with the lead that they had in the third quarter. And guys, it was just a good effort performance from the Lakers team when it comes all said and done. That's what they need to show throughout this series. And it could be another scenario that, the Lakers, and including LeBron James, they're just trying to play the field and see how game one goes and how their opponent is, and then make their adjustments go into game two. And it's kind of like been that trend for the Lakers probably since, and even with LeBron James, he always tests the game ones, drops it, then bounces back and has a big run after that. So, and I think this could be a trend, a similar situation what we saw from 2020. And LeBron James has been doing this throughout his career, so it's not like anything new for the Lakers to lose game one. But at the same time, this is the playoffs here, and the Lakers have to be ready no matter who's the opponent that they're facing, and don't consider it as a cakewalk every single time, no matter what seed that you're on and stuff like that. And I could go on a tangent about it, but I really want to talk about this Lakers big win, which they it shouldn't be a big win because the Lakers have home court advantage, which is kind of defeats the purpose of losing game one at home and then somehow bounce back and get a win. I mean, this is not the regular season for the Lakers to do that type of stuff. So my hope is now that they move forward with the agenda to continue to win, show effort, play solid shooting, than what they did tonight with the 20% from the three. Hopefully that changes going into game three against the Timberwolves in Minnesota. So that could be an opportunity for the Lakers to continue their path and what their mindset is going into this series. So hopefully they continue this trend. Hopefully so. But the Lakers tonight, and with Luka leading the helm with 31 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists. The assist mark was improved for sure compared to game one for sure. So the Lakers have to continue that trend of improving their assist margin to potentially score more points throughout the game moving forward. So, but a great night for Luka Doncic tonight. Bad shooting for sure. I mean, in general, this Lakers team shot poorly tonight. Don't get me started with Austin Reeves, but and even LeBron James. But we will obviously. I already spoke about it enough, but we will get to individual players in just a bit. But Luka tonight, a scoring effort tonight. Great job on Luka's part when it comes all said and done. 31-point performance out of Luka Doncic. LeBron James, 21 points, obviously improving his game compared to game one. Again, we're looking at the flaws of game one and seeing the improvements of game two. It's kind of going to going to be that type of trend throughout this live stream, and rightfully so, because this is what we need to see from the Lakers moving forward into this series. But hopefully, better when it comes to their shooting and just being comfortable of just continuing to have the ability to continue to score and make stoppage here and there, play solid defense as well when it comes down to this Timberwolves team. So hopefully that continues on throughout this series. But, LeBron James tonight, 21 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists. A solid night for LeBron. But once again, his shooting was pretty bad out there tonight. Went 1 of 5 from the 3 and went 8 of 19 from the field, shot 42% from the 3. Probably the worst out of this Lakers team when it comes to field goal percentages. But there's no doubt about it. The shooting was pretty poor on LeBron James when it comes all said and done. And, there was a couple of mistakes that were made throughout this game, especially in the second half, going into the third at one point. There was a point when the Lakers did not score for like 3 minutes. But the good news was that the Timberwolves were not showing any effort during those 3 minutes. And I think that had to do with the Lakers playing solid defense in those particular 3 minutes left remaining in the third quarter. But when it came down to it, the Lakers went into the fourth and played pretty well in the fourth quarter, I have to say, when it came down to it. But most of that had to do with the defensive effort that they showed in the fourth. So let's give credit to the Lakers in that particular area of their game, even though their shooting was horrendous tonight. So we're continuing to go back to the shooting efforts of the Lakers because it was bad. And like I said, in a playoffs, when you're trying to win, there's no chance in hell that you put up 20% as a team in any series, because you're going to lose games that way. I'm just glad the Lakers, had a big lead in the first, and it continued on after the fact, and it's just or managing throughout the second and third and fourth and all that for them to win this game in this type of manner. So it was a bounce back win, but still the Lakers just had to play a little better going into game 3, moving forward throughout this series for sure. So just a great bounce back win for the Lakers, but a solid night for LeBron when it comes to his stat line out there tonight. Rui Hachimura had a pretty solid game out there tonight. He did leave the game due to being hit in the face, and I think there's it's not going to really hurt him, but he may be. He's going to probably wear a mask for sure, a face mask throughout this series. Hopefully, it's not anything too serious that will, I don't know, drop his performances throughout games because due to wearing a mask. But hopefully, when it comes all said and done, we will see more effort from Rui. But I have to say, the best thing about Rui that I was very impressed in his game was his defensive efforts when it comes all said and done. His second half performance on the defensive side was pretty helpful at one point for the Lakers. And just the combinations, due to the lack of size of this Lakers team, and no true big center other than Jackson Hayes, who only played 9 minutes. And I think it's rightfully so because he was in the foul trouble range. So JJ Redick had to scrimmage and find the best next big in some sense when it comes to the big position to carry that load off at the center position. And that was Rui and Dorian Finney-Smith at one point, even Jared Vanderbilt at times throughout the game. Even though his stat lines, as you can see, doesn't really show it, but he does put some effort defensively. And it's kind of been that talking point throughout this Lakers season when it comes to Jared Vanderbilt. He doesn't put up big box score numbers, but when you actually see him playing in the game with his defensive efforts, it's really an elite level when it comes to all said and done. So, but the effort goes to Dorian Finney-Smith and Rui Hachimura at one point in the second half with their defensive efforts. So great job out there for Rui when it comes to all said and done on the defensive side of the ball. But he did put up 11 points out there tonight with 5 rebounds out there tonight. He had 2 steals and 1 block. That's what I'm talking about. His defensive efforts was big time to help the Lakers out in this game. So great job out there for Rui defensively. Austin Reeves. What can I say about Austin Reeves, man? 2 games now. His shootings has not been the best for the Lakers when it comes all said and done. I mean, it's not anything for hopefully he will start to get some rhythm in this series because so far in these 2 games now into this series in the playoffs versus the Timberwolves, he has not been playing his best basketball like he's been putting up in the regular season, honestly, and not being the best option at third either. So, hopefully he continues to get more comfortable in this series and continuing to not show a lot of scarce moments when it comes to like not playing good basketball. But, he did put up 16 points and he did have 5 rebounds. I mean, solid night, but his shooting was bad out there, guys, and it's kind of been that way throughout this series now. And he went 0 of 6 from the three. His shots were not going in. I mean, it was not just a team effort when it comes to bad shooting, but it was the main bulk of it had to do with Austin Reeves not making his shots go in. He went 0 of 6, totally unacceptable to show that in the postseason as a Los Angeles Laker when it comes all said and done. So my hope is that once he gets his rhythm into this series, because we all know what Austin Reeves is capable of being in the postseason. We've seen it. All right. When we went on that run 2 years ago in 2022, or was it 2023? It was one of those type of years where we beat the number 2 seed in the Memphis Grizzlies. We continued to beat the reigning champs at the time in the Golden State Warriors. And most of that had to do not just Rui Hachimura at times, but there were times where Austin Reeves showed up on the shooting side and just playing great basketball in that series. I mean, so far, we're not really seeing that. We're not seeing playoff Austin Reeves or AR-15 playoff Austin or whatever. So when it comes to all said and done, I just hope that he finally adjusts himself and gets the rhythm back in and just goes into the series and just balls out, hopefully, especially when we go on the road now versus the Timberwolves in Minnesota in game 3. So, and I believe it's on Friday. So the Lakers have a couple of days to get some for sure practice in, watch some videos, tape and all that, and see the mistakes that they made in this game and improve on that in the biggest way when it comes to their shooting and, when it comes to their efforts defensively, even though they showed some solid efforts defensively tonight, but it needs to be more improved because there were times when it kind of gotten away from them at one point, but they quickly fixed it after a timeout. And that mainly had to do with JJ Redick at that particular moment. So JJ is learning for sure as a first-time head coach, but we're kind of seeing that he's making some adjustments that's obviously working. And we saw it tonight in this game with the coaching side of things from JJ Redick. But everyone on this team needs to show that type of support of JJ when it comes to those changes. So hopefully they continue that throughout this series and moving forward, hopefully into the playoffs in the second round. And hopefully if we get past the second round, either if it's the Warriors or the Rockets in the second round, it could be a possibility that we will see hopefully a much better team moving forward and more comfortable team going into this playoff run, hopefully. So, but hopefully we see some more improvements from Austin Reeves in game 3, hopefully. Other than that, guys, Jackson Hayes had played 9 minutes, and I think most of that had to do with him getting in foul trouble. He had 5 fouls. So, he did not have the best performance out there tonight, and that had to do with him getting fouled a lot in the game. So, or make him committing fouls in this game. So, and I'm just glad that JJ Redick made the changes that he did, made those type of adjustments and on the fly, and relied on Rui Hachimura and Dorian Finney-Smith and even Jared Vanderbilt at one point when it comes down to bigs in this Lakers rotation. So And we saw a couple of times that when it comes to the second unit, we're going to be talking about the second unit now, with the efforts that he really wanted to see some efforts from Jordan Goodwin, who obviously is a good defensive guy. I mean, that's the main reason why he's on this Lakers team. It's because of his defensive efforts, what he brings to the table for the Lakers on that particular area. When we made that trade for Luka Doncic back in February, we threw in Max Christie, who's a really good Lakers, defensive guy. And, when it came down to it, and obviously when we lost that, we needed some improvement in that area, and we got Jordan Goodwin. And hopefully we'll see more out of him in this series when it comes to the defensive side. And that's mainly what JJ Redick is trying to use when it comes to Jordan Goodwin and his abilities on the defensive side, including with Gabe Vincent in the rotation for sure, coming off the bench. So um, defense is really important for the Lakers to win games when it comes to all said and done. Sure, it's the shooting and for them to have a big lead for sure, but in those big leads, you have to bring that defensive side for you to not make that type of mistake that they did in game one when they had a huge lead in the first, but for some reason they just turned that off. They turned off their defensive efforts and just allowed the Timberwolves to continue to score and shoot at the same time, and really, really lost the momentum in game one. So defense for sure coming off the bench needs to be the type of number one priority throughout this series for sure, and mainly going into game three for this Lakers team without a doubt. So but just a great effort compared to last game. We saw some efforts from our second unit tonight. 7 points out of Dorian Finney-Smith. Hopefully, we'll see more improvements in his areas of scoring and also defensively. Even though he played solidly defense for this Lakers team tonight, but his shooting for sure, hopefully, is something that he needs to make some improvements going into game three. Like I said, the best shooter tonight, in my opinion, was Gabe Vincent. He went 2 of 4 from the three out there tonight for the Lakers. So give him some credit. Shot 50% out there tonight, but it was in those short period of time and in key moments and key situations in the game where it was really needed for the Lakers to have a big lead over the Timberwolves. So give credit to Gabe Vincent tonight with his efforts, 6 points out there tonight with 50% from the three. Dorian Finney-Smith, as I mentioned, 7 points, 33%. I think he was like the second best shooter in this games. And yeah, it is. So hopefully we'll see more improvements out of his shooting and his defensive efforts throughout this series, because it's really needed, especially coming off the bench for the Lakers. So, but yeah, I mean, other than that, guys, I mean, it was a really good bounce back win for the Lakers. It was needed and they achieved it. Hopefully they could just continue the type of trend that they're on right now, feeling comfortable in this series. Uh, AKA Austin Reeves included, when it comes down to it, and hopefully start to win games with confidence and hopefully be more comfortable within their abilities to shoot better and just turn on their defensive efforts throughout this Lakers series versus the Timberwolves. So it was a great win. It was a great win. But hopefully Lakers continue to keep that mindset going into Friday in Minnesota and just bring in the heat. Bring in the heat, because we don't want another slip up like game one. All right. My hope is that they don't do that again. And it's kind of seen that it's they're the mindset now going into this series. So hopefully they continue it. Hopefully they continue it, and hopefully they continue to dominate, or at least just play better when it comes to their shooting aspects, and play solid defense throughout the every single quarter. Because I was impressed more with their defensive efforts more than anything, and and there's no doubt about it. I mean, the scoring aspects played a big role in it, but at the same time, their defense is something I want to see throughout this series. Because if the Lakers are going to shoot 20% throughout this series, there's no doubt they're going to lose every single game with that type of percentage. unless they put on a really good scoring effort and also putting on a solid defensive effort throughout this game, like we saw tonight. So that's my hope throughout this series. That's my hope for the series when it comes down to it for the Lakers. So that's the mindset, hopefully, throughout this series for the Lakers in the first round versus the Timberwolves. And I hope they show up in game 3 in Minnesota and steal a win, hopefully, to have a 2-1 situation with the Timberwolves. And maybe they will go further. You never know. Maybe it will be like, I hope not, but, like Daniel puts it, it may be Lakers in 6. So that could be a possibility. There's not out of the question. Lakers could win one of the games in Minnesota, and they could potentially just that it could be a possibility. One of those wins could be in Minnesota, but they could lose one of them in game 4. Then the Lakers go back to LA, win it in game 5, and maybe they'll end it in Minnesota with game 6. So hopefully that's not the result, because I really want the Lakers to, be in a Lakers in 5 situation. So they can have more resting time and be ready to go to face the team, whatever team that comes out of the number 2 seed or the 7 seed with the Rockets versus the Warriors. So that's my hope. But with the struggles that we saw from game 1 and the kind of struggles that we saw tonight in game 2, it could be a possibility, but I don't know. I really don't hope the Lakers will get game 6, win a Lakers in 6 type of situation, but maybe game 5, hopefully. But you never know. I'm not ruling that out. Daniel. Great win, absolutely, Daniel, for sure. It was a great win, a bounce back win, which was needed after game 1. So it was something that they just had to win. And this, hopefully that's the mindset now, that they're buckled down, they're ready to go going into this series with the winning mentality, Mamba mentality, and go continue to win and beat the Timberwolves in this series, hopefully. So hopefully they achieve that throughout this series, hopefully. And maybe it'll be Lakers in 5 or Lakers are 6, hopefully. So either way, they have to win this series. They have to. Get a Rabbit, welcome to the live stream. Really appreciate you joining. There will be a Lakers. There will be a game 5 at Crypto. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It will be, but it depends on game 3 and game 4 in Minnesota. Can the Lakers steal 2 home wins in Minnesota? Sort of remains to be seen. That's hopefully a possibility for them to achieve it, but we just have to wait and see. Like Daniel puts it, he thinks it's going to be Lakers in 6. I hope it's Lakers in 5. If they just continue to play the mindset, play great defensively, shoot better in game 3, and maybe hopefully in game 4 in Minnesota. And maybe in reality, once they go back to LA in game 5, finish them off and get game 5 versus the Timberwolves to end the series that way. So hopefully that happens. Hopefully it does, because the more rest the Lakers can get, the more better they will understand who they'll be facing in game 2. My hope is that we face the Houston Rockets. We beat them numerous times throughout the season. The Warriors, they are a different dog, man. I mean, they are on a whole different level. They should not be the 7th seed. If anything, they should have been more higher within the seeding in the Western Conference, but due to the certain circumstances, of how the West works and how close it was within records, it just fell the way that it was with the Warriors being the 7th seed. So hopefully, that's the matchup I want to see for sure in the second round in the playoffs, and that is the Houston Rockets. Hopefully, the Masked Bandits, Bandish, for sure. I mean, Yeah, isn't I might be mistaken. I think it was Julius Randle throughout the game. He wasn't he that hit Rui Hachimura in the face. I think it was him, and he also hit LeBron James in the face. So he's been attacking everyone's faces throughout the game. So we could see LeBron James wear a mask, and we could potentially see, or it could be a reality throughout the series that Rui Hachimura will wear a mask throughout this series. Possibly. So it could, yeah, it is the situation. It's a mask. Charade, if you will. I don't know what you call it, but for the Lakers. So, um, yeah, we could potentially see that throughout the series. If we take game three, I think we will collapse. Uh, I mean, I don't think we will collapse. I mean, it would be great if we get steal a win in Minnesota and then somehow Um, I don't know. Maybe Lakers will drop one of maybe game four, which it goes back to Daniel saying it could be game six for the Lakers to win it all. But and it seems like it's going to be a likely scenario. it's it seems that way, Daniel. So I'm going to probably take your word for it, even though I want the Lakers in five situation. But when it comes all said and done, I hope they don't collapse because that would be a disaster. Because my hope is that if they win one of the games in game three, in on the road in Minnesota, either game three or game four, it could be a possibility that Lakers will go back to LA in game five, win it there, and then go back to Minnesota with game six, hopefully with a win there. So that's if LeBron James shows up. Rui, Luka, everyone on the Lakers, including Austin Reeves. Okay, we need his shooting to return to what it was in the regular season. A guy who was just shooting the lights out for the Lakers throughout this the playoff. No, the regular season, and hopefully it continues. Hopefully it shows up. Hopefully in this series, especially on the road now with in Minnesota. Hopefully, so. But I hope they don't collapse. Hopefully, I don't. Rui's going to get X-rays. Oh yeah. Hopefully, it's not anything too serious. I know he got hit in the face and he's wearing a mask, and he played through the game. But hopefully, it's not anything too serious that will keep him out. So, because we need him in this series, there's no doubt about it. His offensive abilities really helps the Lakers win games, and especially when it comes to his shooting. In the past in the postseason as well. So hopefully it's not the case, and we will see Rui throughout the series, and hopefully it's not going to keep him out for a lengthy period, along with LeBron, who also got hit in the face from Julius Randle, former Laker. So it is a situation there that we just have to wait and see. We do have 2 days to have a better idea about the availability of Rui, but I think he'll be ready to go in Friday's matchup versus the Timberwolves in Minnesota. So for game three. So hopefully, crossing our fingers that Rui will be ready to go for Friday. So along with LeBron, if it's not anything too serious about him getting hit in the face from because it happened in the fourth quarter, I believe. I might be mistaken, but it was in the second half. Um, so yeah, I mean, hopefully it's not anything too serious. But yeah, guys, I mean, thank you all so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Get a Rabbit, for the comments on here. I really appreciate it. We are anxious for sure for the Lakers to continue this trend that they're on when it comes all said and done. After this win, hopefully it continues that, and the Lakers continue to win throughout the series and beats the Timberwolves in this series and moves on into the second round, hopefully versus the Timberwolves. Sorry, the Rockets and the Warriors, if that is the potential matchup in the second round. But we just have to get through the Timberwolves for sure throughout this series. So um, yeah, but hopefully they show up in game three and in game four with their shooting, hopefully more improved, like compared to tonight's, and have this similar type of game plan like they did tonight. Have a big scoring lead in the first and continuing to play defense to manage their lead and continue on that throughout the third and fourth. So hopefully with this, we don't see any mix up and any slippage throughout these series, these games in the series. And hopefully the Lakers just end the Timberwolves in this first round of the playoffs, hopefully. So, but what a great win. Lakers got a big bounce back win, and I'm glad that they got it tonight and now more comfortable than ever that they will continue this trend and go into these games left remaining in the series and win them, hopefully. So that's my hope for the Lakers throughout this series. So thank you all so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Again, thank you, Get a Rabbit, and thank you, Daniel, for you guys' thoughts and opinions about this Lakers win tonight. And hopefully they just continue this trend, hopefully, throughout this series. So make sure to follow me all across social media. And, of course, hit that notification bell and subscribe to ZSN on YouTube. And I'll see you all in the next live stream and the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.